The silent financial system that controls nations without war. Everyone thinks wars decide who rules the world, but the real battles are silent, invisible, and far more powerful. Picture this: money slipping through nations' fingers, banks dictating policy, and governments forced to obey rules they never publicly agreed to. No tanks roll through the streets. No borders change overnight. Yet entire countries slowly lose control. Citizens are confused, politicians speak in vague promises, and economists are panicking, which is rare because they're usually confused, not scared. The official story says this global financial system exists to stabilize trade, encourage cooperation, and keep nations thriving. Institutions promise fairness, growth, and prosperity. They say debt builds opportunity. They say markets reward discipline. They say this system prevents chaos. Except that's only the version they want you to remember, because here's the part they never mention. Behind the scenes, powerful financial institutions, global banks, and international debt agreements quietly shape the fate of entire nations. Loans don't just come with interest, they come with conditions. Cut social spending, privatize public assets, open markets to foreign corporations, raise taxes on citizens while protecting creditors. These decisions aren't voted on by the public, yet they redefine daily life for millions. And that's not even the craziest part. When countries borrow in currencies they don't control, they surrender sovereignty. They can't print their way out of crisis. They can't adjust policy freely. Budgets shrink. Public services erode. Healthcare, education, and infrastructure are trimmed not because they failed, but because debt demands it. Leaders are forced into impossible choices: protect their people or remain solvent in the eyes of global finance. This creates a chain reaction nobody can stop. Invisible strings of capital control growth. Credit ratings decide which nations rise and which fall. Markets punish governments overnight with capital flight, inflation, or collapsing currencies. Entire populations feel the consequences, even though they never signed a single agreement. Wealth is quietly extracted upward, flowing through interest payments, asset sales, and long-term dependency. This is how control works without conquest. No explosions, no marching armies, no flags raised. Just quiet obedience as economies shift under unseen pressure. A system so complex it feels inevitable, and so normalized that questioning it sounds radical. Over time, people blame themselves. For inflation, for unemployment, for shrinking opportunity. Rarely do they see the larger structure guiding the outcome. But here's the part that still affects you right now. Inflation, austerity, housing crises, and endless debt cycles are not random failures. They are outcomes of decisions made in boardrooms far away by people who will never feel their consequences. These decisions shape your cost of living, your career prospects, your ability to save, and even your country's political freedom. This system didn't just change how nations operate, it changed how individuals experience the economy itself. Finance isn't logical. It's emotional chaos with a price tag. Fear moves markets. Confidence collapses currencies. Trust, once lost, takes generations to rebuild. And the quietest forces are often the most powerful of all. So if you think this story is unsettling, wait until you see the next hidden system. The one that controls entire regions, cultures, and futures without firing a single shot.